Thank you so much. Usually the pre-lunch sessions are quite heavy and quite boring also, but the topic that has been given to us is very much relevant, and I'll try to make it more interesting and interactive. So we are going to discuss about the most crucial issues in the governance in the government and the public sector along with the private sector is the uh, cyber resilient ecosystem. So the topic is building a resilient cybersecurity and data protection framework for governance and industry. So I have got some good facts to start the discussion with. So there was a report of DSCI, so Data Security Council of India, which says that this is the India Cyber Threat Report 2025, which says total malware detection in 2024 were 369 million across 8.44 million endpoints. And if we bifurcate these numbers, so signature-based malware detections were more than 85%, and behavior-based were around 15%. So this is the current scenario of cybersecurity in India. And post Operation Sindoor, what we have witnessed that the more than 1.5 million cyber attacks targeted Indian websites. So which is again a very huge number, and the kind of defense that we have, the strategies that we have, and how we encountered that. So we'll try to understand from our panelists over here. We have got very esteemed panel members, those who would be sharing their experiences from different organizations. So we have Shubha Bhammani ma'am. I know her since long when she was in GAIL and EIL also as the Chief Vigilance Officer. Currently she is the Additional Director General in the Ministry of Communication and Telecom. And we have Mr. Sabyasachi Mazumdar. So he is from the Center for Development of Telematics in the Ministry of Communication, CDOT. And we also have Ranjana Kushwaha, who is the Policy Research Consultant in the Institute for Governance, Policies and Politics. So, Shubha ma'am, I'll start the conversation by asking the first question to you. If you have to give a couple of recent experiences of cyber attacks or the strategies that you have implemented, so what were those strategies or issues that you faced, and how is the Ministry of Telecom creating awareness and educating people about cyber attacks and implementing cyber defense strategy? Over to you.
Thank you. First of all, very good afternoon to all of you. I must congratulate Economic Times as well as Government of Rajasthan for organizing this event, for bringing all the technology leaders, policy makers, technocrats, entrepreneurs, and a very esteemed panels earlier as well as now to bring at this platform where we all are going to have discussions on a very important, very crucial topic today. We are talking about the interconnected world, which is, we can say, this interconnected world is, the backbone is telecom. We all know the digital highways without which anything, the economy, the governance, our IoT, our M2M, whatever we say today, sustainability, all depends on this sector, which is the telecom sector. So security of this sector is not only vital, it's a national imperative in today's time. And as you are asking the question regarding the issues, the initiatives taken by government, many initiatives have been taken by Government of India, Ministry of Communication in this regard. As per me, it starts with the empowerment of the citizens. First and foremost is citizen awareness about this important phenomena, and then the operators, all our operators, whether telecom operators, internet service providers, or the network providers, should have the transparency, the correct backbone, and the third and foremost is the institutional framework. So let me talk about first and foremost is the citizen empowerment. We all know that citizens' awareness in this field, we are having almost 1.18 billion mobile customers in our country. 850 million internet subscribers. So with this huge voluminous mobile customer base in the country, the security aspects become all the more crucial and important. And the awareness among them, among us, is further important. So we means the government has launched, as we all know, the very important Sanchar Sarthi portal, which is a citizen-centric initiative taken by government. Foremost is CEIR, that is called Center Equipment Identity Registers. You have to know, you should know, any citizen, if finding that their mobile phone is lost, stolen, that can be blocked, that can be kept, reported and blocked. Even if the person use a, you can say any other SIM, it will not be able to use. The other is the Chakshu. Chakshu in Sanskrit we call it Netra. This is again a very important scheme of government where any unsolicited communication, whether calls, SMS, WhatsApp, if they are unsolicited, spoofed, that can be reported, that can be blocked by the customers. Know your customers, like you should know how many connections are working in your name. Government of India guideline says 9 maximum, but you are free to see on the portal, just giving your number and all, and numbers of connections that can be reported, can be blocked. You want to know the EMF radiations in the nearest mobile tower of your residence or your office, that is again possible. Many citizen-centric initiatives have been taken. Only thing is we should know, we should use that. Apart from that, the institution framework is already in place. As we know that data policy is there, national data communication policy is already there, and on top of it, last year, cybersecurity policy has also come up. Government of India has come with this, and with this, the telecom sector, one of the 7 critical infrastructure sector defined by government, has come under the purview of CTI, critical telecom infrastructure. So the rules have been gazetted, notified, and all the operators, all the stakeholders, whether LEAs, the law enforcement agencies, whether the government setups, whether the vendors, equipment manufacturers, they come under the purview of that, under those rules. So the stage has been set with this.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. You talked quite well on the initiatives of Department of Telecom and Ministry of Communication and the Government of India about the cybersecurity awareness. But I feel that there is cybersecurity skill crisis and also the lack of awareness. Before I move to the next panel member and ask a couple of more questions, I think let's make it interactive. Usually the cyber fraud that happens is financial fraud that people come across. आप में से कितने लोग ऐसे हैं जिनके साथ किसी तरीके का कोई भी साइबर अटैक या साइबर फ्रॉड का केस हुआ है? कुछ लोगों ने हाथ उठाए हैं. क्या आपको पता है कि अगर आपके साथ कोई साइबर किसी तरह का फाइनेंशियल फ्रॉड या कोई इशू होता है तो उसको कहाँ रिपोर्ट करना है? क्या आप लोगों को जानकारी है? हॉल में बैठे लोगों को कुछ लोगों को जानकारी है. तो मैं चाहूंगा कि आप कम से कम कुछ लोगों को यहाँ पर अवेयर जरूर करें जो हमारी ऑडियंस है कि अगर किसी के साथ किसी तरीके का कोई साइबर फ्रॉड होता है तो उसको कैसे रिपोर्ट करें और कहाँ रिपोर्ट करें.
I must say that we are having some officers, our officers are also sitting here, Department of Telecom, Rajasthan, License Service Area officers are also sitting along with me. During the lunch time, we will interact, we will show you how to use, but there is a Sanchar Sarthi portal app. You all can, it's free. You can just download on your Apple or on your other Android phones, and it is very user-friendly. Whenever any financial fraud or anything happens, you simply have to give, it is interactive. They will ask the time, date, what nature of fraud has happened, who has called, whatever information you are having, it goes on asking, you have to just fill in. There is no hassle, nowhere going, and it will generate a customer ID also that will be with you for tracking further, and immediately it is passed on to all the security agencies, to the certain and other NCPPI and all. I am not saying that 100% drills are there, but back end we are working.
And there are quite a good number of success stories as well.
We are saying that for spoofed calls, almost 1.5 crore calls, out of that, 90% calls could be blocked in one day, in 24 hours, with the use of this technology. We are not boasting, but back end we are working, and I must say that we all must utilize these features, these intelligent tools in our hands, to curtain, if not stop, if not fully completely eliminate, at least curtain and contain this menace.
Thank you so much. So now I'll move to Sabyasachi. You represent CDOTs. So what are the training programs that CDOT can offer to build capacity in cybersecurity for governance and industry professionals?
Yeah. So I will come to your question. First, I would give some statistics about where Indian cyber security landscape is there. So Indian security landscape is really grim, like we are facing lots of challenges here. And all the attacks that is generating in the world, 13.7% is targeted to India. That is the second largest, India is the second largest country which is facing cyber attacks. And challenging is that only 7% Indian companies are actually cyber security ready to take those challenges. And we have seen lots of cyber attacks from APTs and state-sponsored actors. And during Operation Sindoor, we have 75% surge of cyber attacks from targeted countries to our government infrastructure. So the challenge is real. And if you talk about the market, total cybersecurity market of India is more than 10 billion, that is more than 80,000 crores. And only the Security Operations Center, that is the advanced cybersecurity solution, that is only 25,000 crore in 2023-24, and it is increasing at a CAGR rate of 18 to 20%. So you can imagine, and the challenge is that we are mostly depending upon the exports of few multinational companies that has been there. So as a premier research and development organization of Government of India and under the Department of Telecommunication, and we have come up with some solutions of this challenge to bridge the gaps with our indigenous Trinetra solution, that is the AI-powered comprehensive enterprise cybersecurity solution to establish the Security Operations Center in both the government and strategic centers. And we are also we are collaborating with the partners and government cloud providers to provide the managed service toward the smaller businesses also, so that everyone don't have this capability to establish their data centers and so. So we are coming up with a managed service model so that we can extend to the MSME sectors also. And with this, we are integrating all the endpoints, network elements, and the applications also, and user behaviors. So to provide a comprehensive solutions and protect the behavioral, based on the behavioral analytics, we are also able to capture the zero-day attacks. And you have talked about the behavior and signature-based, because today the attackers are really smart. They don't rely on signature alone. So they implement some tactics, different tactics, so that in memory also, they don't create the fingerprinting, they don't reside in your hard disk. They just reside in your RAM and do the attack. So to protect that, we are relying on artificial intelligence and machine learning algorithms, and to building this state-of-art solution. And now coming to your question about the training and the capacity building. So we have actually got tremendous response from the strategic sector and government departments, where we are deploying our solution at a large scale, at a pan-India level, some 30,000 endpoints, some 25,000 endpoints in some agencies, large PSUs and state governments also. So we are providing in details comprehensive training to the people of that organizations to enable the SOC analysis, so that they can be able to do the SOC analysis and creating a workforce in cybersecurity. As well as we are providing training program to the interns also. We are hiring them, and we are providing paid internship to bright students, so that they can be ready for cybersecurity challenges. And also we are building online courses, and we have, last year we have provided one course in I Got Karmajogi portal for government officials, and it has more than 2,000 ratings. So these are the some aspects where we are working to build the cybersecurity gaps in India.
And they are much needed actually.
Yes.
When India is targeting to make its digital economy reach 1 trillion by 27, 28, and the canvas is so big, so these kind of initiatives are needed. And I'll take this question to Ranjana, like what are the implications that you see of emerging technologies on cybersecurity, and what can be done to strengthen the policy and ecosystem?
So first,
Keep mic closer.
first I want to start with that any policy is as good as it is implemented on ground, and that's only matter, because you can draft a very good policy, a very good policy on paper, but when it's getting implemented, that's the actual test. So I would suggest, I basically, from emerging technology perspective, we have been witnessing the rise of AI, the rise of agentic AI, the newest form of it. So we have been seeing that autonomous attacks are being launched, but at the same time, our cyber security infrastructure, which I feel is currently lacking to manage that, in the sense that cybersecurity is not only about the technical safeguards that we are talking about, it's not only about, putting in place the security infrastructure, but at the same time, it's societal, economic, and environmental as well. So for cybersecurity infrastructure, we can even talk about data centers, which are the most crucial part of whole digital ecosystem. For example, in Spain, when there was a blackout for a day, the whole system was down, nothing was running, and that costed a lot of resources as well as societal issues happened. So that is one thing. And from policy perspective, there should be a responsible innovation in policies as well, which talks about, different dimensions of it. First, I would say anticipation. That includes horizon scanning, which means you should also anticipate and identify risks that might emerge, as rightly mentioned, the zero-day vulnerabilities. And ma'am also mentioned that, people should be empowered and should be informed about it, what exactly cybersecurity is. Because currently our perception of cybersecurity is that it is about, making your password safe and getting a hold of your data and these kind of stuff. But during Operation Sindoor, because it's recent, that's why I'm quoting it, we realized that cybersecurity is not just about your data, not just about information, it's also about the misinformation, disinformation that is being spread. Apart from anticipation, there is reflexivity, which I feel is one of the very important things. We have been, noticing many such attacks, and we have been learning from it. At the same time, we should also include that into our policy, because policy has been, when catching up with these issues and attacks. But at the same time, we should also see how these feedbacks can be integrated into the existing policies and how policies can be made more relevant. Similarly, responsiveness and inclusion, including different stakeholders. For example, people who are getting, people who are victim of such attacks, they can be consulted what is the issue and how they face these kinds of attack and what is the process that was being employed. And also one of the things that I want to, I totally agree with ma'am that people empowerment is the most important thing in India, at least when we are talking in the Indian context. Because when we inform people about cybersecurity as not just only technical safeguards, but as something that we all should own it, we all should get hold of it, then only we can, think of a ecosystem where everybody feels safe and cybersecurity can really be built on.
For that, I think we should have a zero trust architecture of cybersecurity in any organization. And to have zero trust cybersecurity architecture, we must encourage the products which are secure by design. So those products can help minimize such attacks and such cases. I'll again go back to Shubha ma'am and take this conversation forward. We are discussing the role of emerging technologies, AI and other technologies. How can these technologies enhance the cybersecurity ecosystem, especially in telecom sector when we are talking about 5G, 6G and use of IoT?
Yeah, it's a very good question. As rightly said, security by design. So Government of India has come up with very clear, no nonsense policy. Any equipment, anything to be put in, especially in this critical 5G scenarios or in IoT, has to be from a trusted portal, trusted telecom portal. it has to be from a trusted source only. No nonsense. In the last 2-3 years, it has been very scrupulously followed. So this itself has created a arena, secure arena. Apart from that, say, for example, in 5G, we have network slicing, multi-access compute edging, lot many things. Our 5G test beds, with the help of CDOT and major IITs labs have been framed, where security validation, resilience, etc., are being tested before putting it into the network. With regard to IoT, it is the talk of the town. Always, all the entrepreneurs, all the enterprises are working on that. So here again, a very detailed, very comprehensive guidelines are there which mandate very thorough KYC, your traceability of the embedded device, accountability on the part of enterprises. So this all creates a, you can say, landscape where at least the IoT devices and the related networks are safe and secure in this manner. Last but not the least, after notification, after these rules had come out, some of the equipments, major equipments of the operators have come under the purview of critical infrastructure. Once they have been declared as critical, now the onus lies on all the stakeholders, whether it is security audits, whether it is incidents reporting, whether the log collections, whether the timely actions. Everything has to be taken as per the rules defined. Up till now it was being done, but in silos by the operators as per their own requirements. But now it all has come. So telecom cybersecurity incident response platform has been conceived, has been conceptualized. It's working now, which takes care of all the security related aspects in the telecom sector. Incidentally, I am the DG, Director General for the telecom cert also in the country.
You mean to say we should have a collaborative cyber defense strategy to encounter the challenges?
It has to be done. Up till now, it was only the cert and CPPI. Now it's a telecom cert, which will be in place, which will be take care of all the telecom related.
Thank you. I'll go to Sabyasachi taking this discussion forward. If we have to have collaborative efforts and have a cyber defense strategy, so what are the key components of a resilient cybersecurity framework for governance and industry?
So, to building a cyber resilient system, we need to focus on the three aspects. First is the people, process, and technology. For people, you need to create awareness, as ma'am rightly pointed out, empowerment of the common people and citizen, because they are the consumer. At the end, they are the consumer. Their financial data, their identity data is at risk. So they need to be aware about that. And from an organization point of view, to implement a robust cybersecurity resilient policy, the top executive need to buy in. So when the top executive CEO, CXO level leaders are there who are implementing the cybersecurity policies, so it is much easier, and the resources, money, time, efforts, so that is being allocated rightly to implement those policies. Next, the policy document, people, process. If we talk about the process, we talk about the policies, cybersecurity policy, information security policy. But to be effective, a policy need to be dynamic, and it need to be changed from organization to organization. One organization which is in research may have very different requirement from policy which is from an organization which is in administration. So we need to take care of this. One policy, one direction may not be suitable for all. And about technology, yes, technology we are working. CDOT is working in developing various technologies. As ma'am has rightly pointed out, several key initiatives of Department of Telecommunication, from Sanchar Sathi to Chaksu to CEIR and CTI portal and Trusted Telecom portal. I am happy to say that we, CDOT, under the able guidance of DOT, is being implementation partner of all these initiatives. So we are working on this. And I would like to add another point, like India is moving towards being a developed nation. So in that era, we cannot rely on foreign solutions to provide our security. And the data sovereignty is another challenge because we never know our data is using in which purpose. Unless and until we are sovereign in data and security aspects and technology, the development nation or truly Atmanirbhar nation will be difficult to achieve.
So basically what I understood, what you said is we should have a robust ecosystem which should be agile in nature and also scalable. We should not stick to kind of one strategy that goes for all kind of problems or for all departments, right? So bringing this discussion to Ranjana now. Ranjana, what research methodologies do you employ to analyze cybersecurity policies and frameworks?
Yes. So being from a research background, I would like to highlight that from research methodologies, just like any other research on policies, we definitely go through, identifying different policies which are currently in place. For example, National Cybersecurity Policy 2000, and then strategy, and identifying the patterns and like what kind of keywords and values that has been identified in those policies, and what are their implementation challenges that we are currently facing. For that example, for that matter, take the example of IIT Roorkee. You must have heard about the recent case of data leaks from their academic branch. And after investigation, it was found out that it was lack of oversight and there was some leak of data. And there were no enforcement, checks or safeguards put in place to protect that data. That suggests that despite having a Data Protection Act that was passed in 2023, of course rules are going to be ruled out or to be passed, these academic institutions or maybe these premier institutions, which are one of the premier institutions of India, are lacking in these basic enforcements of data protection, which is very crucial because it exposes details like your caste, your financial data, your name, your phone number, and everything. So, and also the approach that we have is currently I am having this approach of responsible innovation policy, as I earlier highlighted, which includes various dimensions of sustainability, which not only includes environmental sustainability, but at the same time social and economic sustainability, which is often misunderstood in many contexts when it is talked about sustainability. And then about the 5 dimensions that we can take into consideration while we are innovating. For example, in cybersecurity, currently we are in the race to integrate AI in every platform, in every business, in everything, whether it's academic or any other business for that matter. But we forget to put in place the safeguards that are needed to cyber secure these infrastructures, which are very critical and are going to be more critical, in future. So that would be anticipation when I highlighted reflexivity, responsiveness, participation, and deliberation. Participation and deliberation, that includes inclusion, which basically invites all the stakeholders, whether it's about the government departments, it's about the people who have faced these issues, and these people who are building these infrastructure, for example, data centers or maybe any digital apps, whether you have placed relevant cyber security technical safeguards in place. So these are the approaches and methodologies we currently use whenever I'm dealing with any policy issue or policy paper.
Thank you so much. We are at the last leg of the discussion, and I'll circle back from where we started. So cybersecurity resilience is built on collaboration. So out of the discussion, ma'am, what is one key takeaway, if you can give your suggestions also to the audience as part of the discussion, what has been one of the key takeaways in couple of lines?
So as I said, in starting also, cybersecurity, telecom security is not by choice. It's a national imperative. One has to go for it. AI, artificial intelligence, we can say it's a foresight. BallNet and other emerging technologies are the backbones. And the institutional framework has to be a coordinating platform where everything converge. So for IoTs, for M2M, for smart cities, for e-governance, for any specific citizen-centric service, or even for B2B and all, cybersecurity, telecom security is required in a proper format, and for that government departments are working. We are in very advanced stage of implementing certain solutions at a very high cost. As rightly said, the requirements are different for different organizations, for academia, for enterprise solutions, for defense. We have all seen in our defense in recent operations, Sindoor, etc., how the artificial intelligence models in real time identified, blocked. I will not divulge the details here, but it was done with the help of these models, AI models only, and to the, we can say successfully it was done in our this thing. So my takeaway is there is no end, it has to be done by all means.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Sabyasachi, in couple of lines, if you can conclude.
Yeah, I will talk about what future holds in the cybersecurity domain. We are in the middle of AI-based malware attacks, and while the defenders have the tools, AI tools to defend against the attacks, but at the same time, the attackers also have these. They are leveraging that techniques to attack. Today, without any knowledge, with any prior knowledge, with the help of AI, you can generate sophisticated malware attacks. So that is the challenge today. And so the battle between the protector and the attacker will keep on continuing in future also. And in future, another thing is coming into 5 to 10 years horizon, the quantum computing will be launched. So in that era, that will be another challenge to protect the sensitive information, because traditional way of encryption will be null and void, because today, even the supercomputer taking years to compute a problem, to come up with the solution of a problem, but the quantum computer will be done this in seconds or in minutes. So the traditional encryption mechanism, RSA, etc., will be null and void. So we need to think in that direction also. The critical data we need to protect in a quantum safe manner. So government, particularly DOT, is really working in that direction with several projects is ongoing for quantum safe cryptography, post-quantum communication, and quantum key distribution. So these 3-year projects, CDOT itself is implementing this in quantum computing domain. So my take is that the battle will continue, and we have to adopt with these new technologies and new aspects.
I'll come to you, Ranjana, your takeaway.
Yes. First we need to ask the question, why do we need cybersecurity? So we are in the process of, digitalizing India, and everything we are going to digitize, and we are talking about, everything in that digital format, whether it's health, education, or shopping, for example. So when I started first time, using a shopping platform, online e-platform, then the very first question in my mind was whether I should pay the money or not. Will it be safe? Will I be getting that item delivered to me or not? That was my first thought when I, first used that e-commerce site. So there comes the question of trust. So we wanted to maintain, maintain that trustworthiness of these digital ecosystems. So for that, I think the whole of society approach is necessary, which includes not only business person, government. As citizens, we are also responsible to, make India a cyber secure India. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We are left with 1 minute 56 seconds. Any question from the audience, if anyone wants to ask?
We had a couple of questions.
We can have one question, please. Can someone please pass on the mic? Direct question, please.
Hi, I'm Bhanuvats. I'm founder of Heinza Tech. We work closely in this cyber tech, cybersecurity zone. So my question is, with the evolution of AI, as Sabyasachi has rightly mentioned, that it's very easy to do the cyber attacks and everything. So is government thinking to implement some policies around it to restrict these zones in the AI in coming days?
Ma'am, would you like to take up this?
I mean, these are sensitive zones, so there has to be.
So
It cannot be
I
just.
am a bit hesitant in telling in public. Definitely, there are some committees formed in government.
Okay.
They are divulging this thing. I would not like to
Sure, ma'am.
go in public. Offline, we can discuss.
Sure.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Right, thank you. Yeah, please. We are left with 45 seconds.
Okay, so quick question. Yes.
Too much frauds they are now undergoing in crypto coin. Lot of crores and crores of investing in dark webs and all that. So what cybersecurity agency are doing?
Sabyasachi?
For crypto is, see, whatever is online, there is a challenge. There is a risk of cybersecurity. I think recently there was an attack on WazirX exchange. A lot of people might be aware about that. So they have lost around $200 million US dollar valuation. So that was done by some APT group, like Advanced Persistent Threat Group. So they have systematically attacked their exchange.
My question is that if I lost $10 million in crypto,
Yeah.
how I recover? Is there any
It is very difficult. It is very difficult.
Now we can take the discussion
Because,
off the desk.
Thank you.
there is no governance mechanism, or government is not monitoring anything, na?
With this,
That's
thank you so much, the eminent panelists and audience, for being patient and being awake. I thought you must be just waiting for your lunch, but you were attentive and asking questions. Thank you so much with this. Thank you so much, panelists.